For our practice today, this week I've kind of gone in the direction of hip opening and twists. Um, and then in terms of heart space intention, I like to be honest. And I feel like recently I've been experiencing like this big disconnect from spirituality. And I think sometimes, like, as someone who's leading yoga and stepping into this space of holding space for others, like, to admit that is difficult because you're supposed to be on the path. And I think being honest about where we are is actually the quickest way to get back on the path. And so I was just kind of like contemplating this and doing a little bit of research. And I came across this idea of like disassociation as a response to trauma. And I found that like we have a tendency when things get really difficult, right? Everyone has different tendencies, but a tendency can be to like create distance from that difficulty. And if the difficulty is on the inside, we're creating that distance from self. And our yoga practice is perfect for remedy, right? Our yoga practice is about connection. And so I think part of the heart space intention I wanted to offer is that when we feel disconnected, we can trust in this practice to help us navigate that and move through it. And it might not be in a 60-minute class, and it might take more than just chaturangas and down dogs, but the many limbs of our yoga practice, the limbs especially that go beyond the physical, can be tools for navigating that experience and helping us to recognize like what is creating this distance that I'm experiencing and how do I traverse that, right? Um, so I think the main pieces of this are like that it's okay to feel disconnected at times. I think that is part of the ups and the downs and the trajectory of moving through a human experience. And that as long as we are continuously working to stay open, that the path will reappear and that this practice in itself, by making our commitment to show up, is already stepping forward. So um, allow your practice this morning to be about reconnecting to the deeper purpose behind things, to maybe what brought you to your practice in the first place, as a reminder, not necessarily of where you're at now and why the practice fits into your life now, but as a reminder of where you've come from and maybe all that you've been through up until this point since you began your practice. Maybe it's an invitation to contemplate what brings you back to your practice, what keeps you coming to your practice, and to allow yourself to be really honest with those inquiries. And like sometimes it's like, yeah, I come for creating physical stability and strength in my body. Or there are phases when I'm like, I'm here to step away from the noise, the chaos, the clutter outside. Or maybe the goal is to feel more free in my physical body, to be more flexible, to I gain that physical strength and flexibility for something off my mat. And so, whatever shows up with that, just like allowing there to be some inquiry in the background of our practice today. Yeah. We're going to start in seated meditation, and then we'll be shifting to a child's pose. So, with that, starting where it feels best for you, and take a moment to settle into your space. Allow yourself a couple of breaths just to settle and adjust. When you're ready, closing down your eyes to turn your gaze and your focus inward. Maybe take a big shrug of your shoulders up, back, and down to open your heart space. And as you breathe some length along your spine, feel your next exhale as an invitation to soften into the present moment. to begin to melt away any barriers that inquiry is maybe pressing against. Allowing yourself to really go in. Allow yourself to notice what shows up as you start to breathe deep. Allowing yourself to be really honest what arises when you find stillness. And as you continue to work with your breath and to simply notice and observe the inner landscape of your heart and mind this morning, if there's a personal intention maybe landed with you or resonated with you, transforming that into a really clear focus point for your practice. Your inhales continue to expand a little bit wider with each cycle. Breathing into that intention, and allow every exhale to get really slow and steady and complete. When you observe our interior, we can start to notice how meaning shifts over time. We can observe the changes in our perspectives, our outlooks, and we can navigate all that hand in hand with our practice. And so allowing our practice to be this vehicle for observation and inquiry, and whatever intention you brought to heart and mind. Let's bring one or both hands to the heart space, and we'll take our 3 rounds of cleansing breath. So starting with an inhale, fill your lungs up nice and full. Whenever you're ready, open mouth, exhale, just let it go. Offer twice more like that. So deep breath into your intention. And open mouth, exhale, send it out. One more time, deep inhale. When you're ready, cleansing open mouth, exhale. So you shift back into your Ujjayi pranayama. Strong inhale through your nose. Mindful exhale through your nose. And still allowing your practice again to be this opportunity to become more aware of our responses, our reactions to the world around us, the world within us, to the challenges that come to the forefront and really push us. To let that awareness be moving with us throughout our practice. And when you're ready, take your time to slowly shift into a child's pose. Letting your knees go maybe a little bit wider, so knees would be as wide as your yoga mat. Send your arms out in front of you. Your forehead rests to the earth. As you inhale, think about lengthening from crown to tailbone. As you exhale, your hips get nice and heavy to your heels. Just take 2 more cycles of breath here. A deep inhale for length. Slow, steady exhale to settle. Then from your child's pose, keep your arms reaching out in front of you, but lift your heart just a little bit away from the earth. We're going to take our right arm and thread it underneath us, nice and long. Now, Instead of twisting open, we're going to stay square to the earth. So think sternum towards your right bicep. You're getting heavy through your left armpit, rotating square to the earth. Gently root through the outside of your right arm and take a slow cycle of breath. Letting your forehead rest to the earth as you feel that opening to the outside of your right shoulder. With an inhale, reaching your right arm forward, just switch it out. Send your left arm underneath you. Your left palm is facing up to the sky. Again, we're squaring down, so think sternum to the ground, heaviness through your right armpit, forehead to the earth. As you anchor through your left arm, take one big breath. When you're ready, send your left arm forward. Begin to shift forward and make your way into your tabletop pose, adjusting your knees to stack beneath your hips, shoulders stack over your wrists. As you spread your fingers wide, inhale to your cow pose. Gently let your belly relax to the earth as you actively lift your heart and tailbone. With your exhale, begin to press and curl to find your cat pose. Big push as you round through your spine. Slowly tuck through your chin and your tailbone. We'll take 2 more cycles, inhaling to cow, exhaling to cat. Maybe adding in any extra movement this morning that feels good in your own body. Then just 1 more cycle with your own breath. And eventually come back to neutral through your spine. We're going to send our left foot out to the left in line with our hips. So we're in this extended leg tabletop. And plant the sole of your left foot to the earth. Get strong through your left leg, hyphen, and then we can just shift your hips back in space any amount. So looking for a stretch through your inner left thigh, up into your left hip. And you can just stretch your hips back and find a sweet spot. Or you can find a little bit of movement forwards and backwards. And take 1 more round of breath here. And from here, we're going to take our left knee and tuck it behind our right. Split your shins wide for our Gomukhasana variation. Begin to shift your hips back in space. Let your right knee float off the ground. It's finding the depth that gives you that outer hip stretch. Take 1 breath in. Maybe move your hips a little bit from side to side. And 1 breath out. We'll shift forward back to our tabletop as you unwind your legs. Reach your right foot to the right. Find that extended leg tabletop second side. Get strong through your right foot. And begin to send your hips back in space. And just like before, maybe you find that sweet spot and pause and breathe and notice. Or maybe finding some movement will help release through that inner right leg up into your right hip. Just choosing the variation that feels best for you. Take 1 more cycle of breath. And as you're ready, tuck your right knee behind your left. Split your shins nice and wide. And start to send your hips back to that space between, allowing your left knee to float off the ground. Gentle flex through your ankles. Maybe that little wiggle of your hips from side to side. As you press your hips back, take 1 breath in and 1 breath out. Now this next time that we shift forward and unwind through our legs, we'll stay planted through our hands and step back into your high plank pose just for a moment. Really strong through your center. Take an inhale. As you exhale, soften your knees and push your hips back to downward facing dog. Maybe find a slow paddle through your feet here, taking a moment to check in and feel through the backs of your legs, your hamstrings. As you push the earth away, use your next inhale to reach your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. And your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Feeling a strength through your right glute, engagement through your center. And then take one slow giant circle one direction with your right knee. Then draw one slow big circle the opposite direction, using the strength of your right hip. Big breath in, re-extend your right leg, three-legged dog. As you exhale, right knee is going to twist towards your left tricep, shift forward and rotate. Three-legged dog, take an inhale to reach your right leg high again. As you exhale, step your right foot slowly to the outside of your right hand, a lizard lunge. Lower your left knee down to the earth. Start by drawing your heart forward with an inhale. Reach your right hand forward. And then big twist to the right side of the room on your exhale. Reach your right arm back. And you can stay here if you want to. You can bend your left heel towards your seat for your quad stretch. If it's available, maybe your right hand catches your left foot. Notice if your right toes kind of naturally want to rotate open to the right. If they do, allow that to happen. And then maybe emphasize your twist using an inhale to lengthen your sternum forward, and your exhale to rotate your heart to the sky. Take one more cycle of breath here. As you release your left leg long, we'll find our way back into a lifted lizard lunge. Hands on the inside of your right foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. As you push the earth away, step into your high plank with control. Right foot meets your left. In your strong plank, feel your core light up. Feel your thighs engage, then press the earth actively away with your arms. Checking that your head is in line with your spine. On your next inhale, keep all that engagement, find a shift forward. As you exhale, think about keeping that engagement. Shoulders that have ears lower slowly to your belly. And your elbows go straight back, keeping that distance between shoulders and ears as you go. When you get to the earth, untuck your toes. Draw your legs to center. As you press to the tops of your feet, inhale to your low cobra. Toenails stay anchored. With our exhale, we'll release. Next breath in, you choose a low cobra or option to go into a higher cobra, depending on how your body feels in this moment. Then exhale, let it go. Last round, you choose a low cobra, high cobra, or option to lengthen your arms all the way and foot your thighs for upward facing dog. We'll exhale back to downward facing dog, hips go to the sky. As you arrive in your down dog, inhale your left leg up tall. On your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Strong navel to spine connection, keeping that, use the strength of your left glute to draw a slow circle in each direction with your left knee. Making that circle as big and as controlled as you can. After those circles, you'll inhale to your three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee towards your right tricep, shift forward and twist. Three-legged dog, breathe your left leg up and back. As you exhale, place your left foot to the outside of your left hand, lizard lunge. Release your right knee down. Lengthen your heart and your left hand forward, big breath in. And then we twist open with exhale. Again, you can stay here. Option for your quad stretch can be bend right heel to your seat. Perhaps you catch your foot. Thinking about your shoulder blades drawing together to help open your collarbones across your heart. As your shoulder blades squeeze together, feel that same energy pressing your heart slightly further forward. And then think about rotating open to the sky. And last breath here. When you're ready, start to release your right leg long, headed to our lifted lizard lunge. Back toes tuck, back knee lifts. Push the earth away and step into your high plank pose. Left foot joins your right. We're gonna do a little add-on here. So in your plank, as you inhale, just take your left toes and tap them wide off your yoga mat. Everything else stays square and steady. As you exhale, bring your left toes back to plank. Same thing, second side. Inhale, right foot taps out wide. Stabilizing through your center. Exhale, right toes to your plank. With an inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way. Tops of the feet to the earth for cobra or up dog. And then exhale to go back to your downward facing dog, hips to the sky. And we'll take an inhale to lift our heels high. On your exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and then step or hop to the top, forward fold. Diving over your thighs, take a breath here, maybe finding a little bit of movement. As you're ready, inhale to your halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Your exhale, forward fold, let it go. Next breath in, circle seat to rise, Urdhva Hastasana, hands reach to the sky. On your exhale, hands to heart center, sink back into your chair pose. As you find your chair settling in, take a deep breath. With your out breath, tight through your center, we're going to twist our heart to the right. So as you turn your heart to the right, left elbow to your outer right thigh, prayer twist. You're going to rotate your heart towards your thumbs. Think about sliding your right shoulder back in space. And check that your left knee is still square with your right. And as you engage your belly, if it's possible, maybe your hips get a little bit lower to tilt your heart a little bit prouder. Take one more breath in. And one more exhale. We'll inhale through center chair pose. Reach length into your arms, send your sitting bones further back. Exhale, prayer twist, second side, right elbow to your outer left thigh. Same check-ins, shifting your weight to your heels. Make sure your right knee is square with your left. As your hips sink low, think proud chest. Then use your right arm on your outer left thigh or your right hand on your outer left thigh as leverage for your twist. One more inhale. And one more exhale. This time as we come through center, we're gonna rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, lengthen your legs, reach to the sky, big breath in. Maybe even a slight back bend at the top. As you exhale, swan dive forward, soften your knees. Send your wings out wide, leading with your heart, hinge at your hips. Inhale to your halfway lift, create length through your spine. Exhale to your high plank, plant your hands and step your feet back. Finding our add-in, we're going to inhale, tap your left foot wide. There's an extra add-in here as you exhale, left knee towards your right tricep twist. As you inhale, step back to your high plank. Exhale, pause. Second side, inhale, right foot taps wide. As you exhale, right knee towards your left tricep, twist underneath yourself. Breath into high plank. Exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. So you can move through your chaturanga flow. You always have the option to skip it. In your down dog, take a big breath in as you press the earth away. Maybe open mouth, exhale, release. We'll inhale, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. On your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Take a nice big breath in. Right knee towards your left tricep, shift and twist, exhale. Three-legged dog, right leg reaches up with your breath. And step your right foot forward in between your hands as you breathe out. Left knee's gonna lower to the earth. And then bring your hands to your right thigh. You're in your Anjaneyasana. This time targeting the front of our left hip a little bit more. With your hands on your right thigh, you can stay here, just bringing your torso upright. If you want to amplify this a little bit, you're going to engage your core, your legs, your glutes, and press through your feet to hover your back knee off the ground. You can shift a little bit forwards and backwards if you want to. Take one more breath in. As we exhale, hands will come to the earth. Lengthen both of your legs to find your hamstring stretch. As you lengthen your legs, lengthen your spine. You can always be on your fingertips so you can grab yoga blocks. An option to incorporate a twist here, maybe keep your left hand where it's at and rotate your right hand up high. Think about inhaling for length and exhaling to depth. We'll take one more deep breath in. On your exhale, start to bend your right knee, release your twist. Rotate your left heel down to find warrior two. Press to your feet and slowly rise up, warrior two. With our inhale, we're gonna reverse our triangle. So let your right leg extend with you, reach your right hand nice and high. And then exhale, side angle. Recommit to your lunge. This time your left hand finds the sky. Maybe extending left hand all the way overhead. We'll take this twice more, so think inhale, reverse triangle, lengthen up and out. And then exhale, side angle, maybe extended side angle, lunge and sweep overhead. Last one, inhale to reverse your triangle. And exhale, side angle. Extending your side angle if you're not there already. Anchor from your left foot and reach through your left fingertips. Big breath in. As we exhale, our left hand's gonna circle sweep us down through a wide-legged forward fold. All 10 toes turn to the long edge. Then bend your left knee for your side lunge or your Skandasana. As we take a moment in our side lunge or Skandasana, if you want to find your twist will be different depending on if you're in your side lunge or your Skandasana. If you're in your Skandasana, left arm is on the earth on the inside of your left leg, and rotate your right hand to the sky. You're twisting towards your right foot. If you're in your lifted side lunge, right, four corners of both your feet grounded, right hand's going to the earth, and you're turning to the left to your bent knee, left hand to the sky. Either one is perfect. Take a big breath in. And exhale, low lunge to the back of your yoga mat, rotate all 10 toes. And pressing through your hands, three-legged dog, use your inhale to reach your left leg up and back. Your exhale, big bend and open through your left knee and hip. Take a breath. And as you exhale, left knee shifts towards your right tricep, slide forward and twist. Three-legged dog, reach your left leg high as you inhale. Step your left foot forward as you exhale. Right knee's gonna release to the ground. You can stay here. Maybe your hands come to your left thigh. If you want to amplify this, you're gonna engage your core, your lower body, and start to hover your right knee. You're gonna take a moment here of a spider situation, so you keep breathing there. Go this way. Okay. Give your quad stretch one more round of breath. Spider has been gently moved out of the area. And then when you're ready for your hamstring stretch, release your hands down to the earth. Lengthen through your legs. Maybe grab your yoga blocks if you'd like to use them. And take a moment here. Notice if your right hip is kind of opening to the right. Can we square the right hip forward and imagine we're hugging a yoga block between our inner thighs. So drawing to your center. If you keep that inner thigh engagement, strength along the length of your legs, option to incorporate your twist. Right hand stays low, Left hand's gonna reach up high. Big breath in. Maybe twist a little bit deeper if that's available on your exhale out. And one more inhale. We'll release as we exhale, left knee bends, release your left arm. Root through your right foot for warrior two and slowly root to rise, Virabhadrasana 2. Make any adjustments to your stance, to your roots. And then with your breath, inhale, reverse your triangle, lengthen your entire left side, big side body stretch. Exhale, side angle, maybe extended side angle as you bend and reach. And just following your breath cycle, 2 more rounds. We inhale to reverse our triangle. As we exhale, side angle, maybe extended side angle. Staying active through our core to support the spine. Last round here, inhale, reverse your triangle. And exhale, extended side angle. So everything about length here. As you lengthen through your extended side angle, take a big breath. And we're gonna circle sweep down through wide-legged forward fold. And bend into our right knee for your side lunge or Skandasana. Taking a moment here, allowing our hips to start to open even more. Again, if you're choosing to find your twist, if you're in Skandasana, it's right arm on the inside of your right leg, left hand twisting to the sky. For your lifted side lunge, left hand low, right hand high. You're rotating towards your bent right knee. All of my joints are very loud this morning. Take an inhale. And then we're going to exhale, rotate to your right, low lunge to the top of your yoga mat. Okay, from here, step back into your high plank pose. Finding your super strong plank foundation. As you inhale, take your left foot towards the left. Maybe your left foot hovers this time instead of tapping the ground. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. From here, we're going to open to a side plank to the left side of the room. So opening to the left, step your left foot back, reach your left hand high, big breath in. As you exhale, option to find a little thread the needle action. Left hand reaches underneath your right ribs. Keep pushing the earth away as you reach. Navel to spine. Inhale, left hand goes high. Exhale, high plank through your center. Resetting, finding second side. Inhale, right foot goes wide. Maybe the foot hovers, feel your glute. Exhale, right knee, left tricep twist. Side plank, opening to the right, step your right foot back. Reach your right hand tall, take a nice big breath in. Option to thread your right arm underneath your left ribs as you exhale. Inhale, right hand high. Exhale to your high plank. With your breath in, shift forward. Breath out is chaturanga or downward dog. And just choosing your transition. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. With a big breath in, lift your heels when you're ready. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees, step or float to the top. A half lift is your inhale. Forward fold with your exhale. Root to rise, Urdhva Hastasana, big breath in to reach your hands top. With breath out, bring your hands to heart center. We're going to shift our energy to our left foot. Start to come to your right tippy toes, just starting to find your single leg standing balance. You'll lift your right knee up. And from here, we'll start with a tree pose. Bring your right foot to your inner left calf, or maybe your inner left thigh. And find a sense of drawing into the midline and up through your center. Maybe recruiting your pelvic floor muscles as you lift and lengthen through heart and crown. And a focus point for your gaze as you take one more moment here. You have the option to stay in your tree pose, or we'll make our way into figure four. Right ankle will stack on your left thigh. We'll start to send your hips back and down. Think about the length of your spine that you aim for in your chair pose. So we want to set our sitting bones back, heart and crown forward and tall. So we're lengthening here instead of rounding through the spine. We'll find a slight pull of the sternum forward to open to the chest. Options for depth, you can start to work your elbows towards your right shin bone. If you want to find a twist, focus your gaze down at the earth first and use your core to start to rotate your upper body towards the left side of the room. If it's available, the right elbow might come to your right arch. Wherever you're at, just take one more cycle of breath. But then inhale, super slow motion. We're going to rise to stand with our right leg. Reach your hands up high. As you exhale, hands to heart, release your right foot to the earth. Maybe take like a little paddle or a little wiggle from side to side through your hips. And we'll find our second side. So get super solid through your right leg. Begin to come to left tippy toes. Feel your center strength light up. When you're ready, left knee lifts. Try to keep your hips square. So notice if your left hip lifts with your left knee, hip stays square, just the left knee is rising to meet the left hip point. From there, you might begin to find your tree pose, Vrikshasana. Left foot to inner left calf or inner thigh, just choosing above or below your knee joint. Then can we find an inward and upward energy? And as you find that inward and upward energy, growing taller through the crown of your head, lengthening to the nape of your neck. And accompany that with a lengthening of your breath. So every inhale is getting a little bit slower and steadier. Every exhale, slow and steady too. You can choose to stay in your tree, otherwise figure four, left ankle on your right thigh. And begin to send your hips back and down into your one-legged chair. Keeping that focus point for your gaze to help supply stability. And options for depth is just deepening your breath, staying as you are. You can bring your elbows towards your left shin bone. You can focus your gaze at the earth and twist your upper body to the right. If it's available, over time, your left elbow comes to the arch of your left foot. Whatever shape you're in, can you offer it one more mindful breath? And then engage. Keep your gaze focused and super slow with your next breath in. Start to rise tall. No rush in the transition. Give yourself time to find stability as you lift up and out. Exhale, left foot to the earth, hands to your heart. Closing down your eyes, coming back to your individual intention. Take a big breath in. And open mouth, exhale, release. And inhale, reach your hands up high. Maybe find a slight back bend if that feels good. As you exhale, swan dive forward. Hinge at your hips as you spread your wings and dive down. Take a halfway lift as you breathe in. Then as you exhale, step back into your high plank pose. From your plank, inhale shifts you forward. Exhale, lower all the way to your belly. You untuck your toes. Inhale to a low or high cobra. Strong through your seat for one breath in. And exhale to release. Resting into a belly down Shavasana, stack your hands for your forehead. Just take a cycle of breath. We're going to come into our Sphinx pose, and we're going to do a twist variation in Sphinx. So from your Sphinx pose, elbows are stacked underneath your shoulders. You're pressing the earth away. You might decide to stay right here. Yes, if you want to add in the twist, you're going to bend your right heel towards your booty like a hamstring curl. A little bit of core energy to support you. And start to take your right toes towards the left side of your yoga mat and peel your right elbow off the earth. So it's similar to that kind of wing stretch or shoulder stretch that we do often, but we're in our Sphinx pose. So you're still propped up on your left arm. You've maybe lifted your right elbow, maybe even come to your right fingertips. Your right foot is aiming to the earth on the left side of your yoga mat. Think about pulling your heart forward and through, shoulders out of ears. Take one more big breath in. As you exhale, return to center using your core to find your way back into Sphinx pose. Both legs long. Take a nice full inhale, press the earth away. As you exhale, bend your left heel to your seat. And start to roll into your outer right hip as you take your left toes towards the right side of your yoga mat. So again, I'm going to come up to my left fingertips here. I'm thinking about pulling my heart forward and through. I'm pressing into my right elbow to keep distance between my right shoulder and my right ear. And I'm feeling my shoulder blades push my sternum forward. Maybe I'm pulling my left heel more towards my right glute. So this might feel really different side to side. On this side, it's a lot more difficult for my left foot to come to the ground, so I'm letting it float. On the other side, my right foot easily reaches the earth. So this depends. Take a breath in. Strong through your center, slowly roll back into your Sphinx pose. From that deep twist, elbows go wide. Rest your forehead to the ground. Bring your hands by your low ribs and press back to your child's pose, making sure to help lengthen out our spine after that deep spinal rotation. In your child's pose, take one breath in and one breath out. We're going to do one final bit of standing, and then we'll shift into our seated hip opening. So finding your way to downward facing dog, begin to shift forward, tuck your toes, and lift through your hips. We're going to inhale, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. As you exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Take a nice big breath in. On your out breath, right knee is going to twist underneath towards your left tricep. Listen, we're going to do a little add-on here. Pausing here, flex your right ankle, stack your right ankle on your left thigh like a figure four. Now listen, you're going to turn your hips towards the left side of the room until your left foot lands to the ground. You're bending into your left knee. And you can keep both hands on the earth here, or you can reach your left hand up. So it's like a little figure four side plank variation, but your left knee is bent. From here, we'll go into our three-legged dog again. So bring your left hand to the earth if you lifted it. Spinning onto your left toes, reach your right leg high, big breath. Place your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. As you're ready, warrior two, rise all the way up. And reverse your triangle breath in. Now as you exhale, we're going to turn our right toes to face the long edge of our yoga mat, so all 10 toes are facing the same direction. Then we're going to go warrior two to the back of our yoga mat. So rotate your left toes and bend your left knee, spreading through your wings. Good. Keeping the bend in your left knee, reverse your warrior. This time, big breath in, creating space along your left side body. As you exhale, you can choose side angle, or we're going to reach forward into our half moon. So think about going forward and up, lean into your strong left leg. Begin to shift and push the earth away. Energize your outer right hip a ton here, so flex your right ankle. Think about lifting your right leg up along the horizon line. Maybe you begin to twist your torso, sternum to the sky, right shoulder leaning back to stack over your left. Last breath in. With control, begin to find your way back to your warrior two. Slow motion, step it to the earth. Elbow windmill down through a low lunge. Hands come down to frame your left foot. Three-legged dog, sweep your left leg high, big breath in. Bend your knee, open your hip as you exhale. Take another in breath. Left knee is going towards your right tricep as you take your out breath. Flex your left ankle. Begin to stack your left ankle on your right thigh. You're going to bend your right knee and turn your right toes to the right until your right heel lands. So right foot's kind of like that warrior two back foot. Both hands can stay on the earth. We're going to open your heart and reach your right hand high. Lifting from your left oblique energy, think hips away from the ground to keep the weight out of left wrist. Into our three-legged dog, right hand releases. Reach your left leg up and back as you spin onto your right toes. Big step forward with your left foot. Then follow your next inhale to find warrior two. Root to rise all the way up. We'll exhale to reverse our triangle, lengthen and lean. All 10 toes to the long edge of your yoga mat, warrior two to the front of your mat, right knee to bend. Putting that heel toe action. Keeping your right knee bent, inhale, reverse your warrior. Big side body opening, exhale towards your half moon. Again, think about going forward and upwards in your energy as you push through your right foot. And begin to activate down the entire length of your left leg. Strong through your outer left seat. Really active through your left obliques. If you want that extra challenge, using your core to turn your sternum to the sky and rotate your left shoulder to stack over your right. One more big breath in. Woo, and exhale, warrior two. How slow can you go? Keep your left obliques active to help lighten the landing into warrior two. We'll windmill down into our low lunge when you have arrived. From your low lunge, step back into your downward facing dog. Right foot joins your left. And then inhale, heels high. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale to a cow pose, lift your heart and tailbone. And one exhale through cat pose, press and curl. Really push the earth away as you tuck your chin. We'll come back to neutral. Cross your shins and then sit back into your cross-legged seat. So I want to do one seated hip opener before we lower. You can either choose cross-legged seat since you're already there. Doesn't matter what shin is in front because we'll do second side next. Option two could be your double pigeon. You'd like to stack your shin bones, and one on top of the other. Option three would be Gomukhasana. So the full version of what we were exploring earlier, knees stack. You want to make sure both sitting bones are grounded. If you're in your Gomukhasana or your double pigeon, just make sure you flex your feet. Now, whichever variation you choose, take a nice big breath in, find length. As you exhale, feel free to fold forward any amount. We'll let our shoulders slide down the back body away from our ears. 3 slow breaths. After your third breath, let an inhale rise you up. As you exhale, just switching out your legs, finding the second side of whatever variation you're working with. Also keep in mind that maybe your second side needs something different. So in particular, if you've had like a hip injury in the past, maybe choosing a different variation. So take a moment, check in, and then as you energize your ankles, sit tall with your breath. And go forward any amount as you breathe out. You can allow your spine to round, especially in Gomukhasana. I find that rounding my spine actually gives me a deeper stretch in some ways. Head super heavy. Shoulders as relaxed as possible. We have 3 deep breaths. And take your time after your 3rd breath to slowly rise up. Unwind your legs. Send your legs out in front of you. Maybe do like a little shake out. And then we'll reach high with an inhale. Flex your toes to your face. As you exhale, fold forward any amount. We'll just take 1 breath in our forward fold. From your forward fold, your next inhale will rise you and reach you tall. And using your exhale and your core, slowly start to lower all the way down, rolling down your spine, controlled by the strength of your center, as you descend to the earth, to your back body. Once you reach your yoga mat, bring your knees into your chest. Draw your thighs in close. Maybe find a little rock from side to side, massaging your back body upon the earth. Take a nice big breath in. The next time you tip towards the left on your exhale, gentle twist, knee stack, right shoulder releases back and down. If there's a different twist you prefer, feel free to switch this up. Then just send 2 rounds of breath along your right side body. Your 3rd inhale, slowly and gently start to bring your knees through the midline. And just exhale your knees to the opposite side. Left shoulder lowers to the earth. Just like before, pick the variation that feels best for you. And then settling into your twist, find 2 mindful breaths. As we find our way back to center, send your legs up to the sky. Take a moment to lift your hips up and over you to your plow or your shoulder stand. Finding your inversion of choice, 3 cycles of breath. And after your inversion, take your time to slowly release out, letting your knees bend as you go. Landing your feet to the earth, and we take a little windshield wiper moment first. Tick-tock your knees from side to side, helping to reset along your spine. And then the next time you come back to center, you're going to bring the soles of your feet together, knees open wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. Your reclined butterfly. Taking 3 deep breaths. Inhale to your belly. As you exhale, maybe open mouth, exhale, release. And then twice more like that, a deep breath in through your nose. And an open mouth exhale, just let it go. Third and final round, deep breath in. And cleansing, clearing, open mouth, exhale out. You have the option to stay here for your Shavasana. If you'd like to send your arms and legs out long, feel free to extend through your limbs, let your legs lengthen and become heavy. Wherever you choose to rest, just take a moment to settle and then allow your eyes to close. Feel your entire body resting heavy into the earth below. And as your body settles into rest, allow your mind to also get quiet as well. Allow any clutter of things to come in your day or things that have already happened to clear. Making space for the insights of this present moment. Whatever your practice is choosing to reveal to you. Take a nice big breath in through your nose. And when you're ready, just let that breath empty on its own. You might bring one or both hands to your heart space. Be coming back to the intention that you set at the very beginning of practice. In this moment, pausing to feel the connection that you created between you and your body and your breath. Perhaps you and the deeper layers too of your heart and your mind. And just carrying that connection with you as you move throughout the rest of your day. So pausing for this final moment in gratitude of this practice. In deep gratitude of our bodies and our breath, our health, our well-being. In this practice, it allows us insight into our deepest questions and inquiries. And with gratitude, we'll take a deep inhale through the nose one more time. And open mouth, exhale, let it go. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices always serve as our teachers, guiding us to live with greater authenticity and to love more deeply each and every day. I thank you so much for showing up to your practice and taking this time. and namaste.